Imagine the chaos when an ocean of angel investors suddenly floods a startup space, all competing to pour their cash into the same shiny idea. At first glance, it looks like a golden rush, right? More money, more chances to succeed. But what if that's exactly where the trap snaps shut? What if too many angels jumping in together are not the blessing everyone expects, but the hidden storm ready to drown the very ventures they swear to save? Think about this. Startups are delicate fires that need careful tending, not a hurricane of wind that blows out every flicker of uniqueness. When every angel wants a piece of the same pie, the pie gets sliced so thin it loses flavor, and the founder loses control. The moment that happens, the startup stops being a bold, unpredictable creation and turns into a puppet, danced around by committee after committee of investors, all pulling strings in different directions. Ever felt your investment slipping into a faceless crowd, your voice lost in a chorus that no longer sings the original tune? That's the pain many angels face, even if it's unspoken.
She be about that get over and is that that is about yeah why yeah you said that it is why this led that okay says I see the do to say big stin and this have a creator here
Everyone loses a little, and the world misses out on what could have been. More funding is not always freedom. More voices do not guarantee success. Sometimes too many cooks don't just spoil the broth, they burn the kitchen down. Angels get blinded by FOMO, the fear of missing out, and blindly chase the crowd, forgetting the fundamental reason why they invest: to fuel rebellion, to empower the exceptional, to ignite the extraordinary. But here's what always happens. Overcrowding breeds conformism, and conformism is the death of all things truly innovative. The system's cage tightens, not from outside pressure, but from the very hands that claim to break chains. So what's the answer? How do those who refuse to submit to the ordinary break free from this trap? How can angel investors rise above the chaos and actually become the fire starters, the difference makers? It starts with the courage to say no, to resist the urge to pile on to what everyone else is jumping into, to stop gambling on hype and start betting with precision on the few ideas and founders who dare to be ruthless in their vision. This means being fiercely selective, only align with founders who bleed authenticity, who reject the comfort of consensus, who burn with a fire that no committee can extinguish. It means shrinking your circle, not growing it. Less noise, more signal. Invest not because a startup is hot, but because you see something unpolished, raw, dangerous, in the best possible way. Back founders who would rather fail spectacularly than play it safe. This is the path to real impact, because when you invest in those who embody transformation, your money doesn't just buy a piece of a company, it buys the license to rewrite reality, to disrupt a system designed to reward the obedient and punish the bold. Here's a secret most investors don't want you to hear. The greatest returns come not from saturating markets, but from staying at the edges where others fear to tread. The edges where innovation roars loudest and the rules don't apply. To get there, abandon the false comfort of following the crowd. Be critical, question everything, trust your ruthless instincts. Your will is your weapon, and patience is your greatest ally. Don't chase fleeting trends. Invest in the becoming, not mere being. The sparks you fan today might take years to burst into flames, but those flames, when they do, will burn away everything the system tried to bind. And don't be fooled into thinking that simply writing checks makes you a liberator. Liberation happens in the trenches, through hard, sometimes lonely choices. It's about holding the vision tight when the noise begs you to give in. It's about carving paths no one else sees, aligning with founders who share that fiery code of transformation, who won't settle for borrowed lives or half-baked dreams. True allyship is ruthless, it's disruptive, it's not for the faint-hearted. It requires a burning refusal to be processed, crushed, or silenced by the systems itching to make us uniform. Think about the world waiting just beyond that cluttered landscape where too many angels have tangled themselves in consensus. That world is wild, uncharted, thriving on individual power unleashed, where startups aren't shrunk by investors, but emboldened. It's where revolution grows from refusal, where the few who break rules don't just survive, they define the future. Being part of this is not about comfort or belonging, it's about becoming. So the next time you feel the pull of the crowd, remember why you became an angel investor. It wasn't to play safe. It was to fuel fire, bend reality, and break chains. It's time to quiet the noise, sharpen your senses, and back only the few who scream authenticity in silence. Because in the end, too many angels in one space don't multiply power. They dilute it. And power, true power, only grows when it's focused, fierce, and fiercely free. This is for those who refuse to be tamed, those who choose transformation over comfort, those who won't settle for echoes but will be the voice. The system is waiting to silence you, but here's your chance to roar louder, burn harder. Rise higher, because the world doesn't need more investors who play it safe. It needs warriors who invest with fire and damn the consequences. This is your moment, not to follow, but to lead, not to dilute, but to amplify, not to join the crowd, but to become the spark that sets the wildfire blazing. Be the rarity, be the rebel, be the angel who doesn't just jump in but breaks free.